I'm Elise. I've been coming to St. Andrew's since last July. I'm a musician and currently I'm freelancing, which means that I teach music. I teach at some schools, I teach private lessons, but I also take some gigs and do some performances. So I grew up in a Christian household. I grew up attending church with my parents, but I didn't really take full ownership of my faith until college. It was around that time that I started reading the Bible, going to a Bible study group. I guess it was when I got plugged into Christian community that I truly understood what it meant to follow Christ. Growing up in Hong Kong, where we have a really competitive culture, I just never really felt at ease or completely fit in, because I felt like I had to constantly push myself to achieve more. But I think when I got to know Jesus, he knows our weaknesses and he still loves us unconditionally, even to the point of death. I think in following Jesus, there's a sense of assurance that I couldn't find in this world. That assurance is knowing that despite all my weaknesses and my tendencies to fall short, that God has loved me completely and unconditionally, so much so that he sent his son, Jesus Christ, to die for me on the cross, so that through Jesus, I'm able to have a relationship with God, that I can enjoy his presence, to find fullness of joy in his presence, and to find true contentment, which the world cannot offer. As a musician, having a faith and a relationship with Christ entirely changes the reason and the motives of why I make music. If I were not a Christian, I would be playing my instrument for building up my own ego, for gaining the recognition of others. But after following Christ, in a sense, I'm more liberated to enjoy this gift of music, because I'm no longer playing in the fear of what other people would think of me, but I'm playing with the goal of glorifying God. Before I truly had a relationship with God and with Jesus, I was eager to please people, and I would do things that I think on the outside are nice, but my motives weren't right. It was for myself and for how people looked at me. But after following Jesus, I think gradually there was a change of heart, and I come to see the value of community, of having genuine relationships with people, of getting to know their story and trying to walk with them to bring them closer to Christ and to point them to God. So I was baptized in 2017. It was the year I went off to college. And it was actually that summer that I started reading the Bible by myself. And personally, it just felt like it was the right time to publicly profess my faith and to commit to following Jesus for the rest of my life. So for me back then, baptism was a death to my old self and being born again in Christ. But now, as we come to celebrate the baptisms of our church members, I'm just reminded of the promise I've made in the past, my need for the community here in St. Andrew's to help me continue living out my faith.